Hello everyone, this is Chase Pounds. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing, as my topic of discussion, I'm going to be discussing the Blue Lagoon movies. The Blue, to some who may have seen this movie, who are of a certain generation, make sure are mostly familiar with the 1980 version with Brooke Shields and Christopher Atkins. This movie is I have memories, particular memories as a kid. I'm watching this when I was 10 years old, and I recently watched it on a couple of Sundays back, a couple of months ago. I think around May. I recently watched the two movies, the Blue Lagoon and Return of the Blue Lagoon. As a kind of habit, I do after I watch a movie, I like to research the backstory into production and list review videos. And in this upon this movie, I found out that really the Blue Lagoon was based off a novel, which, like most classic movies, are based off of classical novels. They're best-selling novels and books. And it was published in 1908. To my surprise, it was published in 1908, around just a year before the Titanic would be built. And of course, me being a person, my favorite subject, historical subject, is the Titanic. And when I was 10 years old, this was at my peak, my Titanic interest. That's why I kind of gravitate to this movie. Well, it's not really a favorite movie, but it's a movie that stood out. I remember, of course, it's a seafaring movie, a period seafaring movie. That was one thing that stood out about the movie. That stood out about the movie, and like I said, it was published in 1908 by Vera Sekpol, and tells a story, as I said, of a fictitious story of two children who had shipwrecked in the Pacific on their way home to San Francisco, or left in the care of a cook on an island, on the South Seas island, and left to defend for themselves for the rest of their lives on this deserted island, and grow up to be grow up at the age of adolescent ages, or teen years as we call them today, and they're left to deal with the puberty and the growing pains of being at adolescent age, a teenager, and also at the same time eventually find common love, natural love, as the movie promotes. And grow close to Nick Bond. At the same time, they both have a child. Though fortunately, in each version of the story, they end up having a child, but as they at the end, either somehow they end up going out to sea with their child, and die just as a ship is getting ready to rescue them, leaving their abandoned child alive. And like I said, it was based off a book by based on a book by Henry D. Vera Sespool, and Sespool, and Nice pool. Nice pool. Nice pool. And a lot of this does reflect some of the era. Some of the book version was based off was actually borrowed from other stories books at the time, as well as the story of Adam and Eve, such as the the virgin, of course the concept of the two characters being virgin and virgin and the aspect of drunkenness, alcohol consumption. In the case of the cook, was borrowed actually borrowed from Allison's Wonderland, and one of the characters, Emmeline, which is the main characters. The two characters are Emmeline and Dick in the book version, though the names change in the film adaptations. Excuse me, and I also forgot to mention that in the book version that it also cuts off to San Francisco, where the relatives of the missing children set out to find the missing children that have been lost at sea, and they go on the ship in the same area where the ship sank, and tries to find where the children are, and they come across the island, yet not noticing that their two children all those years have been on the island, unfortunately. And but as I said, the book became a critical success in 1908, and not surprisingly, it spawned many film adaptations. Just like the story of the Titanic, it started all. There was films going back. The first Blue Lagoon film was a silent film. And was lost. Unfortunately, the first film adaptation was in 1923. To my surprise, I never knew there was a 1923 version of the Blue Lagoon. And it's said to be a lost British South African film. And the cause in the shipwreck in this movie was due to a fire, which was the cause pretty much every version I've seen. But unfortunately, this film was lost. Lost, probably due to a fire, as the case with the Save the Titanic movie was lost to a fire. Then the next surviving Blue Lagoon movie was actually, here's a picture of the lost film footage, and that's of the cook of the children discovering. I guess the cook was found dead from excessive alcohol consumption, and the next the next Blue Lagoon was made in 1949. Was a British film, and this was by the same studio company that made A Night to Remember about the Titanic. Of the Titanic, and like I said, it mostly changes. It changes names of characters, such as in this version. In the book version, it was Dick and Emmeline. In this version, it was 1949 version. It was Michael and Emily. And again, in different sources I've read about the about the plot of the movie. Is in the and this is on Wikipedia, which Wikipedia is known to have false information. It says that it was set in 1841 but when I watched the movie for myself, it didn't appear that it was set around this era. It seemed like it was more later in the turn of the century that this film was set. The ship doesn't was made was there was no the ship didn't reflect the style and design of 1840 ships, which most ships back then were still the old wooden ships with the masts and the sails on it. And this ship was more like a steamship, like more during the turn of the century. And as I looked at the as they in the movie, as they have like a pole that shows, like, they scratch the number of days they've been on the island, and they have the year. And on the year it says 1917, which that's much later. Well, the 20th century. That's during the outbreak of World War One, which doesn't make no reference of there being a war or anything of that case. But on here, as I said, it says it's set in 1841 and later in 1852. So I don't understand why it has it on here that those years on here, and that surprised me. But the movie is well done for a British film. It was nicely done in Technicolor on certain logical aspects of things that I caught was every time a ship would come, the two would never will always light a fire, trying to try to get the ship's attention. They go further up into the hills of the island, up to the mountaintop, and light a fire to signal a ship. But every time the ship would turn away, and I would think to myself, why wouldn't you it would make better sense just to take the little canoe they had, or lifeboat, just to roll the boat out to the ship, nearby ship, and more likely would have been seen and spotted. And instead of lighting the fire, which by then the ship would have been gone. And